Okay, this is the green group's first line, and I'm looking at it. I went ahead and tried playing it, and there were just a couple of issues. I love the rhythm, okay? I like it, and I like your rests. You did a good job with the rests. There's just one problem. I shouldn't say it's a problem. It's just it's not gonna play well once we add the other notes. But I don't want you to really change the integrity of the notes. What I'd like to do is move the notes down. So, for instance, here, let's start with these notes. Rather than playing F, G, F, G, A, I'd like you to move down about 2, 3 keys. So that way, instead of playing F, G, F, F, G, F, G, A, I want you to play C, D, C, D, E. Okay? Now, because of that, it's just going to affect this part here. And here's what I want you to do with that one. I like the bump bump T, but the harmonies are a little off. So what I'd want to do is maybe instead of doing D, F, D, F, see what you think about having maybe, I think what did I say? I think it was a C and an A. So A and C, so it'd be C, A, C, A. And then the ta would be a G, and I believe it was a B. Or, I'm sorry, no, it wasn't that one. Let me erase that real quick. It wasn't B and G, it was B and D. And actually, I think it wasn't even that so much as it was D here and B on the bottom. Okay? It may seem a little funny at first, but give it a shot because I think that'll be a good start for your chord progression. The notes that you chose were just a little off. Okay? So those are the notes I have for this particular group. All right? And I want you to practice it 4 times through. 4 times through, and then let me know what your thoughts are. Okay? Again, I love the rhythm. Love the rhythm. It's just the notes are just a little off when it comes, and it's just musician speak for it just needs to be shifted a little bit. And then since we shifted this part needed to be affected as well. Okay? That's it. Okay, this is the yellow group. For the yellow group, I think we talked already about how we wanted to change the notes. I love the rhythm. I like the rhythm, but I think we wanted to change the letters because right now I think you would be in the wrong key, what musicians call the wrong key, and that's indicated by the last note and the first note. So right now you're in what we call the key of F major, but we actually want to get you in the key of C major. And I know that's probably going over a lot of your heads, but it's a very easy fix, and you'll thank me a whole lot later once we start doing that. So I think what we talked about was we did a C, a G, a C, a G, and then a B, right? A B, an A, a B, a C. And by the C, I mean it's the high C. So this is going to be a little tricky because whoever plays this, you have to be ready to play in the middle of the board. All right. Okay, and I think those are the only changes that we needed. So I think it's the same contour, the same shape as this part here, but we just shifted the notes up so that way it would be a little bit more conducive to what we're going to do. Okay, so that's it for this one. So we're going to have you practice this to make sure everyone can play it. And I'm thinking, this could actually be a nice meat line, a nice melody line. So what you would need to make up now is a bass line, and you would need to actually make up a nice third part a nice, what we call a harmony line. So you have a great melody. Good job, good job. So next step would be coming up with a bass line maybe, something to help keep the beat. Okay, that's it for this one. Okay, blue group. At first I thought this was a fabulous line, but there was one problem that I didn't realize until after you guys left. This part here looks a lot like the one that I came up with as an example. I don't even know if you realized it or not, but that looks a lot like mine. So I wanted to share with you some ideas so that way you can still keep the rhythm. You have a couple of options that you can do. First off, you could change the rhythm. Change the rhythm. You could change the notes. All right. Now, since you worked so hard on getting this rhythm, I'm going to tell you what you can do. These are just some suggestions, or maybe this will get you some ideas flowing. Okay, so for this, what I'm suggesting is maybe rather than playing two notes at once, maybe instead of that, how about play a G, an E, and a G. So that way you get rid of this. Okay, so just play G, E, G, and here just play A, F, and A. And just get rid of those notes. So that's an option that you can do. And if you want to continue the pattern to the next measure, you can do the same thing again. Just play G, E, and G. And then the D, D, da, 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 that can work too. All right. You can also do it the opposite way as well. Let me erase this here. All right, let me erase this here. You can do the opposite as well, meaning you can do E, G, E, F, A, F, E, G, E, D. Okay? That's one option. That takes care of the notes. You could also do, this where rather than playing G, 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 you could make one of these, maybe the middle one, make that A, F, A and F. So it'd be G, E, G, A, F, G, E. So that might sound a little cool. You might want to try that option. I would highly recommend that if you're going to do it here, you should do the same thing here. So this would be G and an E here, G and an E here. All right? And then you could continue the pattern to this measure too. But if you're going to do that, may I suggest playing, rather than just a single D, maybe play a G and a D at the same time. Okay? So those are some suggestions. Because I really like this rhythm. Y'all were very good at playing it. But those are just some ideas. Let me see if I can come up with anything else. Let's see. You could totally change the letters together. You could even flip-flop the letters where you have A and F play this side and G and E play this side. So you might want to just play around with it and see how it works. The only thing with this one is that if you play G, E in this part, then when you get to here, you're playing the same thing. So you could, if you really like that, then you can change this to D, and then you could end the ta with going right back to where you started with the GE. So you have a lot of options here, Blue Group. It's completely up to you. All right, hope this was helpful. Okay, this is the red group's rhythm. We have ta, ta, bump, bump, ti, ta, ta, ta. I like this. This would be a fantastic bass line. I do have one suggestion, because I tried playing this by myself after you guys left. There is a note clash here and a note clash here. What that means is that when you actually play it, the two notes, they strike with a very dissonant, kind of hard on the ears kind of sound. So I wanted to give you some suggestions. Since this is the bass line, if you really like going up to the E, then may I suggest, rather than going to D, keep it on C. Okay? Or I would even say take the D's out completely and just play C, C, E, E, E by itself. Okay? Some other suggestions, if you're really wanting to have to play two notes, you could even put E on the top and then put, I'm sorry, not E on the top, put the G, put a G on the top. Okay? You may find though when you play the bass, the lower ones, it's a little hard on the ears when you have notes very close together. It's best to spread them apart. So another suggestion that you might want to try is just to not do the E's all together or the D's, but play C, C, and then put G and C together, where C is on the bottom and G is on the top. So we do C and G with the bump, bump, T. And then for the second measure, you can keep the F, F, but again, this A and G was a note clash, so I would change, put the F on the bottom rather than the G. Now, that's one suggestion. You could also, rather than put the A, you can put a C on the bottom if you really wanted to play two notes together. If it is really something like you really wanted to go up the marimba to keep the shape going, here's one way you can do that. If I erase this totally. Because what you're trying, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to achieve, but this is just a suggestion. You could play C, C, and make this D, put a D there, C, D, E, 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 F, F, and rather than have the A, just keep that a G. C, D, E, 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 F, F, G. Now, if you're going to do that, if you're going to take that route, then may I suggest, and I know I give a lot of suggestions, but I want to suggest to have the pattern, the rhythm that you have here, to move it to here too. So rather than doing C, D, E, 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 you would do F, F, G, G, G. Okay, that's a totally doable line. Okay. So those are some options. I don't think it's a good idea for you guys, this particular group, to end on an A. If you end on an A, it may throw the harmonies off, but I like this line, so this would be a great bass line for you. Okay?